Hi guys, my name is Pranati, and in this first video, I'll introduce you to Code.org's App Lab. App Lab is an online development platform by Code.org. Users can create apps using a drag and drop or JavaScript interface where they can add buttons, text labels, and other UI elements to their screen, and then use blocks to write the logic of their app. App Lab supports a variety of programming constructs such as loops, conditionals, and variables, and allows users to call APIs to access data and services on the web. The format is, essentially, although not required, users with knowledge of JavaScript can use the JavaScript development features. There's really not any prior experience needed. However, if you do have some experience with JavaScript or any type of coding, that would be very beneficial because it makes it much easier to understand how functions work, how while and if loops work, and things like that. The benefits of using this platform is essentially that it's very easy to use and provides numerous features for application development. The drawback, however, is that this platform is generally not feature-rich compared to other platforms. So research specific features that may be needed before beginning development to cater to your specific app. And now just to look at how Code.org works in general. On the left-hand side, once you open up, you can see that's how you get to App Lab. Once you open up App Lab, you'll see on your left-hand side you have a sort of screen. And this is how your app looks like. So as you start adding buttons or things like that, you're going to see, and this is how you're going to be able to design your app. This will be the coding section. So if you switch to this toggle where you can design, you can see that you can add different properties and events, things like that. And also be sure to toggle this so you can actually see the design toolbox. So now, for example, if I want to add a button, I simply just drag, and then all this comes up. So I can set an ID. I can text. So for example, if I want the button to say test, I could do that. And I can also decide how high I want it to be, how big I want it to be, and its particular position. Or what I can also do is simply drag and drop, and it automatically changes it for me. And I can also just do this, and it locates it perfectly for me. And also I can also change the text color and the background color, the font size, how aligned it is, an image if I'd rather have that, whether I want a border or not, and things like that. And like I said, you can do this for any of these. And similarly, if you would rather have a non-custom build, if you were to have a template, you can also have that. For example, there's like a ketchup and mustard template, forest themed. So it depends on what you would rather like. There's a data section, which is usually used in case you want a database. So for example, if you're having a search engine that kind of goes through all the different types of sports and tries to categorize which type of equipment is needed for which sport, you might try to use this one right here. So the good thing also about Code.org is that you don't have to go through multiple databases and try to find your own if they are already available here. However, as you can probably see, there is sort of a limit to what you already do have, so you might have to look for more individually. If you do that, however, what you can really simply do is go here and just create a table. So I'm going to create another one, test2 or test1, click add, and then it'll take me here. As soon as I do that, I can just import CSV. And the way you do this is have all your data on an Excel spreadsheet or a Google spreadsheet, and then you can download it and export it to a CSV file. Once you do that, you can simply import using this button, and all of your data will appear here so that you can use it instead of one of these. And of course, you can go here if you'd rather have a pair. And so that's how these three toggles work. Here you'll see that there is a toolbox in the middle. And this toolbox is essentially telling you the different types of properties that you have. So some of them are UI controls that actually control how the user interface looks. Some of them are math equations. Some of them are functions. Some of them are variables, so you can define variables. Some of them are while loops or conditionals and things like that. Essentially, it's very easy to use. You just have to drag them over to your workspace. For example, if I want to use this, I just drag it over and it automatically pops in there, and I can just simply change to either button one or screen one, whichever one I want this thing to apply to, whether it's going to work when I click on it, when I press my key up, down, etc. Works like that. And the other good thing about Code.org is if you would rather not have this blockwise, you can also click show text and have it work like that. And also the great thing about this is version history. So whenever you click version history, you can always see your past versions. It automatically saves for you. So for example, if you accidentally make a change that you do not like, or if it accidentally gets deleted, you always can restore to your past version or view something from your past version and try to recreate that in your new one. And of course you have a debug console, so if anything goes wrong, it will pop up right here at the bottom and you can see what exactly went wrong and how you can fix it. And also if you want to delete anything, you just can take it and then drag it over and then it automatically deletes. And now an example of something that is not exactly finished, but if you would like an example, this is a very simple one that says make a drawing. If you click run, you can see that you can decide which type you want. So if I click triangles and I click make a drawing, it takes me to this screen or this page, and then once I click on this button, it keeps adding different triangles. And as you can see, there are a few errors, as you can see by this little triangle. So it's not completed yet, but as you can see, it's very simple. It does not take a whole lot, and by understanding a very fundamental basic functions, loops, and things like that, it will be very easy to create. And as you can see, it's also very easy to design. I used a certain theme, but it's very easy to drag and drop buttons, and I did not use any database here. But yeah, that's pretty much how Code.org works, especially for AppLab.